Biden zeroes in on the newly powerful House GOP as a threat to the rebounding economy. President Joe Biden is fine-tuning his argument for re-election in an intensive stretch of travel and fundraising, homing in on the newly powerful House GOP as a threat to the rebounding economy as the pieces of his expected campaign come together. With several weeks to go before Biden is expected to announce his intention to run again, White House officials have crafted a travel schedule and series of speeches that will see the president opening infrastructure projects.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.
Of speeches that will see the president opening infrastructure projects, promoting union jobs and laying out the progress he believes the American economy has made under his watch. It's about making things here in America again. It's about good jobs, Biden said Monday, standing in front of a 150-year-old train tunnel in Baltimore that will be improved with the help of the $1 trillion infrastructure law he signed in 2021. It's about the dignity of work. It's about respect and self-worth. And it's about damn time we're doing it. In a string of events along the eastern seaboard, from Northern Virginia to Baltimore to Philadelphia to New York City, Biden is setting a multiple days per week travel schedule that aides expect will continue as the presidential contest begins in earnest. Last week, he told a steamfitters union hall in Virginia that his agenda was about seeing communities all over America, not just on the coasts, but all over America, reborn. He'll stand at another tunnel on Tuesday, this time underneath the Hudson River in New York, to trumpet federal dollars going toward rehabilitating the century-old passage. He'll also headline a high-dollar Democratic fundraiser in Manhattan, kicking off what is expected to be a campaign cash blitz. Donors have been made aware of potential events over the coming months in multiple states, including traditional fundraising enclaves in California and Florida. And on Friday, Biden will tout lead removal efforts in Philadelphia before addressing the Democratic National Committee's winter meeting, a gathering where his likely re-election bid is top of mind. Biden's aides and other Democrats have been working for months to put in place a campaign infrastructure that will be ready when he decides to make his intentions known. The campaign is expected to draw some staff from the DNC and the White House, and will need to coordinate with both. Already, Biden's West Wing team is reorienting with the upcoming departure of Chief of Staff Ron Klain. Klain's replacement, Jeff Zients, is expected to focus on managing the White House and implementing Biden's legislative and policy agenda, while other top advisors, namely Senior Advisor Anita Dunn and Deputy White House Chief of Staff Jen O'Malley Dillon, who managed Biden's successful 2020 campaign, will take the lead on Biden's political operation. Other political hires are also expected as the likely re-election campaign takes shape, according to a White House official. Casting a shadow over Biden's preparations is the special counsel investigation into his handling of classified material, which is expected to formally get underway this week. Biden has denied any wrongdoing after documents with classified markings were found at his private office and home, but the specter of the probe will hang over the White House for at least the coming months. White House aides have felt vindicated by polls showing the documents controversy hasn't weighed down Biden's overall approval ratings. And Biden himself shrugged off a question Monday about whether he would sit for an interview with special counsel Robert Hur. "I don't even know about the special counsel," Biden told reporters at the White House, moving quickly to another question. For now, Biden's principal focus is next week's State of the Union address, a speech his team has been crafting to act as a launchpad to his re-election run. His string of policy speeches this week have foreshadowed the expected themes of Tuesday night's address. Afterward, Biden is expected to continue traveling the country, including potential stops in Michigan and Wisconsin, two battleground states, as he prepares for his formal campaign announcement. Officials said the yearly speech will continue to evolve as Biden and his advisors work on writing it. The text is not expected to be finalized until the final moments before he delivers it in the House chamber next week. The team working on the address, including senior advisors Mike Donilon and Bruce Reed, have held lengthy writing and preparation sessions with Biden over the last several days. White House officials said the president's recent speeches touting the bipartisan infrastructure law that he signed into law in 2021 are designed to signal a shift, whereas much of Biden's first 2 years in office was focused on what he hoped to accomplish. Officials said now is the time to tout what he has achieved. The U.S. jobs market is robust, GDP growth continues to be strong, wages are up, and critically, inflation finally seems to be moderating, all points Biden has made in his public remarks recently. In contrast, the president has warned that lawmakers who he calls MAGA Republicans are trying to reverse some of that very progress by proposing ideas like a national sales tax. He's also offered sharp warnings to Republicans looking to use the national debt ceiling as leverage to negotiate spending cuts, setting up a battle that will play out in the opening weeks of his campaign. As Biden was speaking in Virginia last week, new Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy wrote on Twitter that if Biden was so eager to speak on the economy, then he should set a date to discuss a responsible debt ceiling increase. He'll get that date this week, when Biden and McCarthy sit down at the White House for their first one-on-one since McCarthy was elevated to the role earlier this month. Republicans are trying to reverse some of that very progress by proposing ideas like a national sales tax. He's also offered sharp warnings to Republicans looking to use the national debt ceiling as leverage to negotiate spending cuts, setting up a battle that will play out in the opening weeks of his campaign. As Biden was speaking in Virginia last week, new Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy wrote on Twitter that if Biden was so eager to speak on the economy, then he should set a date to discuss a responsible debt ceiling increase. He'll get that date this week, when Biden and McCarthy sit down at the White House for their first one-on-one since McCarthy was elevated to the role earlier this month. For their first one-on-one since McCarthy was elevated to the role earlier this month.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.